Hey everybody, welcome back to Settlement Survival. Now in the last episode, we placed down the small trading post, and I gotta tell you, that is very powerful. It unlocks some factions as well as the ability to form some caravans. Those caravans are incredibly powerful in how much money they can produce. So we've got a little bit of money, and we're going to spend that money on some potatoes and corn in order to get fodder up and going and to start producing some liquor via potatoes. So let's start with that. Let's start with that order in the seeds for potatoes and for corn. It's going to cost 25,000. We have 31,000. We'll do some more orders a little bit later on just to keep that up and going. Now from here, we do have some people that want houses, and we've got some tech points to spend. Plus we're going to get another tech point very soon here. So taking a look as it rolled over, down under mining, I want to get to the endless mine. So let's go ahead and activate the deep mine. We need construction parts for that. Building kits is what they're called, and that requires the forge. And we have everything for the forge because we got it in the last episode. Now, originally I was planning on doing silver and minting this episode, but let's hold out on it for the moment and let's get the senior quarry through exploration technology. And I don't think that we need to do the deep quarry quite yet, but over under, I believe it's under construction, I do want to get to the bear trap. So let's go ahead and pick up the brick kilns and the traps. That leaves us 1 point to spend, and I think under education, let's go ahead and pick up paper. And paper is where I'd like to start because I'd like to buff up our ability to have the research institutions producing a little bit more technology. All right, so what do we have for houses? We have a total of 2 citizens that want houses, and we have some new things to build. So it's under, I believe it's under education. So let's go to school, paper mill. Let's get 2 of them over here. That seems like it will work out. I did want to get another school over here because we're at 58 of our 60 students. So let's get another school, and we're going to go ahead and put it right there. That should get us pretty good for this area. If we look at this market, we've got a little bit of room left. So let's go ahead and get some more houses in here. I'm thinking that we just go with a total of, I don't know. We'll go with a total of 20 more houses, or 16. We'll go with 16. We're probably going to need a little bit of water to kind of go with this. Maybe we throw down the water first. So let's get a big well right here. Let's do a big well right here, and then we'll fill in the rest of those with houses. So let's just do the rest of this row, and that will look good. And we did get a ship that just came in, so I do want to go see what just came in on the delivery. Oh wait, that wasn't the ship that I was thinking of. That's the merchant ship. We just got the ability to plant the new crops is what we got. That's really good. And I do want to start replacing the small warehouse with the big warehouse. But before we do that, we built a curing workshop in the last episode. Now, curing requires us to have meat chops in order to do it. And in order to have meat chops, we need to have some butchers. So let's get that food technology. Where is food? Over here? There we go. So let's get a couple of butchers in. Maybe we'll start with one, see how far that goes, and see what we can do with it. Now that should work. Now we got the merchant ship. Yes, please. So horses. Oh man. And they only cost 9,000 if we get them this way. I think that we're kind of bullied into doing this. Let's see what I can do to get trade to get this working. I guess we could sell 2,000 of the lamp oil. Gets us to 6,400. If we sold another 1,000 of the leather, it's close. It's close. What do we need? Another 600. So another 125 of the soap. A little bit short. I guess we go 150. Brings us to 9K. We pick up horses. Let's go ahead and do that transaction. That's really get an achievement for that. I don't know if my recording software will record that or not. And we got a new livestock. Oh, that's absolutely amazing. Let's do another pasture for that, as that's going to be an issue. So we'll do a corral right here. That's really good. I wasn't thinking we were going to get to horses for quite some time. So what I was thinking is I'd like to place more food over here, and I'd like to place some food up here. Let's do the food up here first. So we'll go with some plantations just on the other side of the walkway here. I want to make sure I leave a little bit of room for a brick road there, and then I want to put storage behind it. We do have alpaca there, and I'm not sure if alpaca are better or sheep are better, but they're going to be what's required for the warm clothes. Let's go with one more there. Let's get these set to paper real quick, and we'll go ahead and hire them up, and then we'll have to tell our our research institutions to use paper. Maybe we should set a limit to 1,000 for paper. Once the water is done, then we're going to have to switch that over. Let's go ahead and get these research institutions switched over to using paper. And we're just going to make a little bit of a note that they produce roughly about 3,400, 3,500 per year. This one's a little bit better at 4,000. That's actually a pretty good one. Let's get them all switched over. Now, hopefully they're a little bit more productive. Now for steel, because it's going to take steel and glass and brick in order to produce the building blocks. Let's place another smelter right next to this one. We'll place the forge right next to that, kind of get it all in the general area. And then I think we need another lighting factory because we've got this one producing the lamp oil. I think we need one that produces the lanterns themselves versus just the oil. We do have some starving people, but I think that's just them trying to build all of these roads. I did a little bit of pre-work there, kind of getting things going. And I do want to get another advanced smithy down because we picked up the ability to do the trap. Thankfully, tools look good, so I don't think that we need another one past that, just that one, and maybe we do some more food production in here once everything gets built. Let's get these set up for water. And this is like a pet peeve. With there being only one production type, it would really like to see that altered so it just automatically defaults to that. Do we have more planks in the bank? And it does look like we have a little bit. Maybe it's just the builders having a hard time maintaining. I did hire up a little bit more, and maybe we throw a few more builders in there. I feel like there was something else. Oh yeah, the deep mine. So this requires the building kits and the lamps themselves. So we just got to let this build before we upgrade it. And my worry is that we're going to run out of this senior mine before too long, and that we're going to run out of the quarry before too long, as this is at 20%. Now, if we took a look, we just need the steel to get that upgraded. So it's getting close. And if we took a look through all of our different things, we're starting to get a good amount of medical soap in. We do have a lot of herbs, not that herbs sell for a lot, and we've got a lot of textile material and a lot of raw food material. Now, I did quite a bit of an effort to try to get down fat because fat was immensely out of control, but it looks like things are starting to get back under control. Fuel still kind of an issue, and clothing, I did bump up the limits to 2,000 so that we could use it for trade. Let's get this one set to horses. I'm not sure how I feel about eating horse meat. I guess I never have, but it produces a good amount. I think that's on par with the cattle, and it doesn't produce a leather, and it produces a bit of fat. I'm not sure what I think of that, to be honest. Let's let that get built up, and then maybe we'll build another one, and then we'll kind of V-line towards the tech, or I believe it's under logistics for animal powered, because it gives plus 500. That's super good. That's better than the handcart, and maybe that's kind of the route we go to maintain our city here. Everything up here looks good. Let's go ahead and get this one set up. We're going to go with potatoes first, and we're probably going to go with potatoes for quite a few of these. Let's get the tools in there. And for tools themselves, I am producing some steel tools, but it's a little bit lackluster as it's pretty much taking up all the steel that we can produce. Let's go ahead and hire up another person in here since we have them. And since we have the brick kilns now, let's go ahead and throw somebody in there for the kiln, because I think that goes a long ways. This is not built. That's not built. We're still lacking on stone. And I guess for stone, we go ahead and throw a couple more people into this mine down here just to try to keep up. I want to do some expansions, and I kind of started this last episode, but didn't really get into it. So let's get a warehouse down here. I guess a marketplace is what it's called. We'll go with one there, and then I want to start an expansion out this way. And what I was thinking, I did a little bit of pre-work with the roads here. Let's throw one there. That will allow that to get built up, and then we're going to get started. Where these alpaca are, I want a hunter. So let's go ahead and get that down. And I'm not sure, it should be under resources. And yeah, hunter, let's get that over here. We're probably going to pause this because we're going to put the trap in there in order to get alpaca. And I think I saw turkeys running around. That's my goal, is to get those two. I think turkey, if I remember correctly from my last playthrough, turkey are the best source of food. Let's get this one working, try to get up to our limit. And then for this, let's hire up another person, and let's go ahead and get these started. Now it looks like we can make toolkits, gears, and the building kits. So I'm going to have to remember those. Let's get it started for now, just making those. Let's get a kiln in both of these. I think we have the bricks. And we might have to upgrade all of our brickyards too. Yeah, it's starting to come together. Food is a little bit lackluster still, and we're early March. So let's get these switched over to potato, and we'll get all of our tools in there. This will help us out a little bit, and hopefully we'll be able to do some trade for some of the scarecrows, because I think they're a good way of producing, keeping our food going, that is. Not producing, but keeping it going. Scares away the animals. Now that we have this, I would like to start transitioning the storage over to warehouses versus the small warehouse. And maybe we start here, and I think we're just gonna have to bite the bullet and start deleting these out. Yeah, let's do it. Let's delete these. Let's delete these, and let's delete these. And let's delete these. And then what we'll do is we'll start throwing some warehouses on the backside, something like that. This right here, this winery, I think that we want to move this winery eventually, replace it with another corral. So let's look for a spot maybe towards the outskirts, around one of these hills that we would place it. Something that I would like to do is preface a deep mine over here. See where we can get it. And it looks like we can preface it there. Why it didn't build, oh, it's because it's got all of this like jaggy stuff. We can place one there, we could place one there. I do want to pause these just because they're going to take a little bit to build, but that gives me a good basis for where we're going to build them. And then we could place some brick road. This is probably going to be something that it's going to be so much to build them that it's probably going to be something that I'm going to build off camera. Let's go ahead and get these kind of going. Let's build a road this way, kind of get it connected, and then we'll do some of the building of the wineries up there. This one's ready. Let's get this switch over to the potatoes. That's good. I don't think we're going to catch the harvest this year. Let's go ahead and get that set up for tools as well. And let's get some storage back there since we got rid of a ton. And we're just going to, I think we're going to place one storage per, because it's going to be roads from the side. I don't think that we need to get the roads between the warehouse and the actual plantation, but that will look good. And then what we'll do is a little bit of some brickwork this way. And we'll run a brick kind of like this. Maybe what we'll do is take a look at decorations and add some decorations in here, as it's only that one spot that's the entryway. Now, it looks like we have some things that have finished. So let's go ahead and get this one set up to make in the meat shops. Let's go ahead and make 2,000 of them. Now, what I did do is I figured out that underneath, I believe it's under statistics, under product overview, stock management, we can ban things. So what we can do is say that we don't want them to use meat shops. Now, what this allows us to do is the processing plant can use it, the people cannot. That will allow us to get them into the curing workshop. So let's go ahead and reenact that. We do have a wandering peasant. Let's go ahead and trigger that. Over 24 peasants are wandering, and they wandered into our town. They're looking for a new place. The soil of the formal settlement was poor and yields few crops. This is like an event for immigrants. I kind of like this. I kind of like that it's done this way. I don't think that we have room for them at the moment, and our food is very low at the moment. I'm going to say let's go ahead and ignore them. I know that's a little bit rough, and I just want to make sure that the potatoes and corns was the only thing that we picked up. Looks like we picked up bamboo and dates. I believe that was through the factions. Let's get these set up real quick. We do want to do the lanterns for this one, and probably 200 is plenty fine. I'm just going to hire them up. Maybe we go with a total of 500, and this requires glass. I do think that we have glass in production, as we have 240, and the lamp oil we have 240 of, so we're good there. For the advanced smithy, let's go ahead and get the traps going. Requires steel and iron tools to make the traps. Let's go ahead and set this. We'll go ahead and move it up to, I think, 300. And if we take a look at the abilities here, we do have the ability for the brick kiln to make it even better. Let's go with 300 of them, and then we'll let that kind of ride out. Now, what did we get down here? Oh, the senior quarry. We're gonna have to get the senior quarry relatively quickly, because I believe this is gonna run out. Taking a quick look, we just need the steel to make it work. So we're probably gonna have to bite the bullet and just kind of do it. And I do want to start revamping all of the bricks, because I think we're running into issues where bricks themselves and glass are starting to run into issue. Cut stone is good. Stone is not very good. Stone should in time take care of itself. Horses are getting there. I'm probably gonna have to add more pastures to kind of make that work out. And I do want to add in the storage over here, and then more plantations. Now, it looks like our laborers are catching up with us, so we can't go too wild for that. And and we'll just go with, let's do another 3 warehouses here, and we'll go with our plantations behind them. Once our houses catch up, we should be good. Yeah, let's throw those plantations down. And then what we're gonna have to do, I'm getting a little sidetracked here. Let's do plantations first. We'll just do 3 of them here, and up here, let's hold out. I'd like more plantations up here as our food's becoming an issue. And that looks like it's building. That's not building. This all looks good. But what I'd like to do is take a look down here. This is ready. So I do want to start building some of the things down here. Let's get a road this way. Let's get a road this way, kind of back up towards the water there. Let's get one out this way. This will kind of give us the guidelines for our city. And I want to start building houses out here just to start moving our people. And this area down here, I primarily want this to be an industrial district, but that might change in the future. I know how my ideas work, and we'll go with a 16 for now. For the services, let's get a church down here, and we'll just go with a church right there. We'll go with a theater on this side over here. We should get a bathhouse just to make sure our people are nice and clean. Let's get a repair shop on the edge up here, and a builder. Now, thankfully, the builder pretty much builds relatively quickly. The police station will get up here, and then we need a clinic. Now let's go right there with the clinic, and for a school, let's throw 2 schools over here, and we'll throw them maybe up here towards the edge of our town, and we'll just go with one there. We'll butt this one up against the back of it. We'll go one there. Thinking we're missing some things. Oh yeah, let's get some water over here so our people don't have to walk. So let's get a couple of big wells. We'll go with 2 of them right here, and we'll do 2 here. That should get us a good start to this city, and that will kind of get us a headway on our big industrial push to kind of get some of these things up and going. And I think all of this stuff, yeah, look at this. These are getting built. And a lot of what we're lacking right now is the ability to keep up with stone. That's crazy. We need some more steel for this, and it looks like we need more iron for the smelter to make the steel. So let's take a look over here. We do have some extra people. What does it take to upgrade this? It takes steel and lanterns to upgrade this. We might be in trouble. We might be putting a little bit of effort into getting a deep mine in the real near future. Let's go ahead and upgrade this as far as we can, and let's hire these up. And then I might have it overextended a little bit, kind of getting ready for the future here, but we have a ton of kids in school, and that means we're going to have a ton of opportunities. Let's get these set up for corn. And I think this is a good spot to call this episode. I am working with a new editing software, so it has taken me a little bit of time to kind of get through some things, as well as I've been fighting off being a little bit sick. Things might be a little bit slow in the next couple of days as I'm working through some things, but I'd like to thank you guys for joining, and we will see you in the next episode.